Hello my fellow minions, so it has been a while since my last Overhaul mod video, if you have noticed, and I will get to that at the end. However, over the past few months we have of course seen a release of Alpha 22, which I see we are calling version 1. There are many changes, and whether you like them or not, Overhaul mods are still alive and helping to keep the game alive. Some Overhauls are getting bigger, more elaborate, and even looking like a new game. By the end of Alpha 21, 7 Days to Die was sporting over 30 mods that are calling themselves Overhauls. Of course, these are usually and entirely a PC discussion. I know I've seen a lot of chatter about the Xbox and PlayStation players so happy that version 1 is coming around to console. However, getting Overhauls like Darkness Falls onto a console is highly unlikely, especially a company like Sony that doesn't have the greatest track record when it comes to allowing mods. So console users may as well get a PC if they want to get their greedy paws onto something like Undead Legacy. In the next few weeks, even from today, we should start seeing a flurry of Overhaul mods starting to release. Many did say they would only launch after version 1 goes stable, and with that happening now, we will see the next month full of choices. Right, speaking of choices, last time I did a video, I had some people complaining that I didn't cover certain mods. Well, when I started covering mods, I never was actually going to cover every single mod under the sun. However, if that is expected, then by Zeus, we will try to do that. Without much further ado, let us get cracking. Darkness Falls. Well, that is a mod that will definitely be getting released. However, there is possibly a twist. Kane from Darkness Falls has stated he may even delay until the fourth quarter of 2024 owing to the Fun Pimps possibly releasing their weather updates much later in the year. Kane is well known for giving one future date and then releasing his experimentals much earlier. So expect that Darkness Falls experimental possibly by the end of August. District 0 surprised us earlier this year with an early release of version 2 in Alpha 21. Xylox was supposed to bring out version 2 after Alpha 22, or version 1 in this case. However, as Alpha 22 was taking way too long and Xylox couldn't wait for hell to freeze over, version 2 was released with various features he had planned removed. He wanted to avoid the mess that we had at the beginning of Alpha 21, so a few changes means that you can make sure that everything is working well, is well balanced, and then you can add in new features. District 0 is sporting an updated lore. Previously there was only robots on the map, but zombies returned to the map in his version 2. And the lore that he posted tells us that these are the remains of the human civilization which has been overthrown by the rogue AI. They are converting humans into cyborgs, and as the nanites take over the bodies of the zombies, you can see the metallic blue color of the changing process. The player is an army ranger, part of an elite team of soldiers sent to eradicate the robots. According to Xylox, District 0 should be out in experimental for version 1 by the end of August, so around about a month's time or so, otherwise maybe early September. Ravenhearst 9 has been pretty popular during Alpha 21, and Ravenhearst version 10 testing is now in full swing. According to Jax, the developer, he believes that this is going to be his best version so far. Jax has been updating the version 10 development thread, so if you want to get some information and progress, then you can head over to the Discord. Things appear to be going smoothly, so I would hazard a guess for maybe by the end of August. Scavengers of the Living Dead is another mod that Jax has been working on. It was last released in Alpha 20. It was last worked on in Alpha 21 but never released. So I'm quite doubtful that this will be released this year. The last call is sounding for 3 great mods that never saw the light of day in Alpha 21. Seeing 3 great Overhaul mods miss an entire alpha was certainly quite disappointing, but it has just not always helped. Unlike the other 2, Apocalypse Now was officially postponed for Alpha 21. Owing to real-life challenges, Killer Bunny was unable to release. He has changed almost everything in the mod, from zombies, animals, guns, perks, and endgame features. He expects Apocalypse Now version 4 to be released after September or October this year. The second of the 3 that we missed in Alpha 21 was Rebirth. Rebirth is known for its well-polished and tested gameplay. Ramsey did a recent update video, now in July, and has said Rebirth is on track. Most functionality has been converted to version 1. It is mainly bug testing and fixing that is now going on. There's one bug that has been plaguing the mod called the no-hit bug. Unfortunately, it is still in version 1, but Ramsey is still considering releasing even with this annoying bug that happens occasionally. We should hopefully expect Rebirth in a few weeks. The third of the Overhaul mods that never released for Alpha 21 was Undead Legacy. It was another mod that made massive changes to the game, and this meant Subquake was unable to finish in time before version 1 was released. The mod is currently being ported from version 2.7, and 2.8 will be based on 7 Days to Die stable version 1. As before, Undead Legacy is a solo project, and as much as Subquake has stated he hopes to get it out in 2024, you never know what may happen. However, I've said this before, Alpha 20's version of Undead Legacy still kicks butt. With its unique user interface and highly polished features, it is still a great mod to play, so you can easily roll over to Alpha 20 and play it if you want to. NZ made its debut at the start of Alpha 21, so it is not an old mod, but Legion has put a truckload of work into this for those wanting more of a challenge. Players starting off in the mod begin on day 1 as an infected person. You're not a zombie, but you are infected, and you need to craft a means to control your infection and eventually find a cure. It sports larger hordes, a storyline which is a work in progress, customized PORs, and a large NPC contingent, including police, military, civilian, and banded NPCs. Legion believes too many players rely on questing, so he has defaulted the looted items to just a low quality. He has also had to do a lot of vehicle updating. This is owing to the new vanilla vehicle models breaking modded vehicles, so it will take some time to update. As he has vehicles that are used in other mods that he contributes to, these other mods will also be affected. Legion says he hopes to have something like an experimental out by the middle of August, so that really is not too far away. Preppocalypse ended Age of Oblivion Alpha 21 with an interesting change announcement. He planned to split up the mod into sections. There was a new Age of Oblivion mod core, and then a player would download other additions related to the Age of Oblivion enemies, the vehicles, the various types of farming and food packs. Players would choose their add-ons, the ones they wanted. Unfortunately, Preppocalypse said in the end this was just too much work to implement. He has made a request for players wanting to help out and test to please drop him a DM on the Oblivion Discord. If you can help with writing descriptions, doing icons and other tasks, he will appreciate it. All the better if you can do some coding as well. Still, that is not a requirement, especially if you just want to help with testing. You can find a link in my description to the Age of Oblivion Discord if you're not already on it. There is still a lot of work, so Preppocalypse will likely release his next version in a few months. His exact words were, "It's gonna be a long time." Joke Mod version 4 is the most recent version for Alpha 21. Rizza said his plan of action is to only release a compatible version 4 sometime after July the 25th. So it will mainly be trying to make it compatible with the updated game. Once the mod is working and stable, then he will possibly start looking at a version 5 of Joke Mod. As he is dealing with real life issues as well, this may also put a damper on a quick and compatible release. The Wild West mod is still galloping along in 2024. Tallman Brad said that they are working on a compatible version for the updates, and they are, and I quote, making good progress. They're also trying to get an experimental version out as soon as possible once the game goes stable. Maybe there will be some new features, but the main objective appears to just get everything working just so that they can get it out as a compatible version for version 1. War of the Walkers is void of information, at least as far as I can find. I think I had the same problem last time as well in Alpha 21. I've looked on Nexus, 7 Days to Die mods, and the Discord, but nothing much except that there may still be another update for Alpha 21 coming before version 1 is released of War of the Walkers. Asia Mod ended off Alpha 21 with a big release for the mod. Since then, not much news has been shown off. However, they did respond to whether they would be updating, and they said yes, definitely. They are actively converting to version 1, but as they are adding new features as well, the initial release will not be for quite a while. They did post a message after version 1 experimental was released on their Twitter channel, simply showing a picture and asking whether you would like to live here, you and the zombies. Alpha 21 was a great alpha for the Wasteland mod. The Wasteland or Fallout mod that it is unofficially called has been around for a very long time, but got a lot of traction during Alpha 21. According to the developer, B-Dubs plans to update the mod to version 1. However, what is clear is that he will probably not do it very soon. Remember, he also has other mods that he needs to have updated. The delay is also owing to him planning to move back to Alpha 20 perks. Then, as he is not keen on the magazine system in the vanilla game, he will probably change that as well. So, he urged players to be patient. The Wasteland mod will be released later in the year. Sorcery mod can take a while to update. DevRex has always made sure these releases are polished, and so I would not expect him to release a quick and shoddy update. The latest version 2 of Sorcery includes the new Unholy Magic feature. However, just before he was going to release it to the public, then the Fun Pimps announced version 1. So, DevRex has delayed the Sorcery public release of version 2. You can still play version 2 if you are a Patreon supporter, but for now you will have to roll back to Alpha 21.2. Winterween, created by Sorcery and Zith, is in some ways more of a testing overhaul mod, showing off new features that other modders can possibly use. Sorcery says Winterween will not be out very soon. There are already too many other mods and things to do, so Winterween will likely only see a compatible version 1 much later on in the year, probably. Now, 28 alphas later was released during Alpha 21 by Hell's Janitor. I first said that it was probably named after how many alphas he thought 7 Days to Die would take before it went to gold. Well, it is actually based on the movie 28 Days Later. This mod is meant to slow gameplay down, but it is also a lot more challenging. Headshots, fire, and explosives only. So damage to zombies must be either through fire, explosives, and headshots. Zombies do not bleed. Well, they are zombies after all. A hazmat suit is required for the Wasteland, and last time I reported on 28 alphas later, you had a permanent infection, and you would need to manage this infection as there was no cure. However, things have changed since then, and I really like the new core feature called Despair. Instead of permanent infection, you now have this despair mechanic. Just think of it, it's the apocalypse. The world has ended as you know it, and well, life is pretty depressing. If it is too dark, it increases your rate of depression. Too hot, too cold, too hungry, too wet, injuries, the right food, being hit by zombies, all can contribute to your rate of despair. There is also many ways to boost your resistance to despair and to decrease its rate. I really like this concept a lot. Hell's Janitor said that he is still waiting for other modlets used in his mod to be released. So once this is done, he will begin work on making 28 alphas later compatible. The link is in my description if you want to give the Alpha 21.2 version a try. Two mods that I don't think will actually get released or will probably be canned owing to real life matters the devs have to deal with. The first is True Survival mod. The dev said that he is unsure when he will be able to get the time to make the mod compatible. He is still invested in the True Survival mod, but time will tell whether he gets to actually sort it out or not in the next few weeks or months. The other mod is Grey's Prophecy. Gan the Grey is uncertain when he will be able to work on his mod, so expect that this mod will not be released soon. Frantic Dan says he has been working on the Spencer Mansion Incident mod, and I quote, little by little. So, those wanting a Resident Evil fix in version 1 format will have to wait for it. It will get there at some point. Better Vanilla mod is very likely dead. Sax82 stopped around Alpha 21.1 owing to real life work and playing darts, so Better Vanilla is likely dead. Question is, are there any mods that are actually out there for you to enjoy at this moment? There are 3 that I've found so far. The first started life as a basic challenge. Now it is a full-on overhaul mod. The Dishong Tower challenge has already been released for version 1. One tower, one trader, one means of escape. Like in Alpha 21, you can choose which biome you would like to start in, and this seems to be related with the difficult choice as well. So, forest being the easiest, and for the ultimate challenge, that would be the Wasteland. The tower has also undergone some editing for a more custom experience. Like with the Hotel California, you can check out at any time, but never leave, at least through the front door. You need to complete the custom quest line and craft a gyrocopter to make your escape. You have one life, so make it count. The mod credits a horde of modders: Hell's Janitor, Wookie Nookie, Kaldon, Frantic Dan, Zarlox, Midnight Designer, Spheri, and Pitch Silent. The download is like everywhere, but you can get it from my description as well. Another mod that has been released in version 1 during experimental is Preppocalypse. Preppocalypse is from the perspective of a prepper. You are a prepper that has prepared in advance for the apocalypse. So you've made it through the initial event of the world going bang, and you have a few advantages. You already have increased inventory capacity, you have enhanced skills, and access to other benefits considered helpful for your survival. So, I can hear somebody saying over there, well, okay, if you have all these additional things that normally most mods want you to build up to, where is the challenge? Well, even though you have an increased chance to thrive as a trade-off, there are other creatures out there that provide a more of a challenge to you. And there is a more hostile environment. Be prepared for some surprises during Horde Night and in various biomes. I've added the Preppocalypse download link to my description, as you won't find it on the 7daystoDieMods.com site. However, it is on the 7 Days to Die forum. Next is Vanilla Reloaded. On first look, I thought this was an attempt on a true survival type mod. It has no outrageous skills like parkour where you can jump 3 blocks. There is no huntsman or penetrator skills, as they don't fit with the changes that have been made. The vision behind the mod is to make the game challenging at level 1 and at level 300. Even mods that make things very challenging and difficult often do end up with your character becoming a super soldier by the end of the game. The dev, who goes by the name of Brian Davis, wants to avoid the super soldier syndrome so that you can still have a challenge after many hours of playing. The mod's aim is not to add a million assets and additional items to the game, but to rework and balance things. So, there is a lot of skill changes. There are additional skills and perks along with some that have been removed. Rebalancing and changing of weapons, ammo, tools, and armor. Zombies also get stronger as you level up. This is a fraction of the changes, so take a look at it. I see that the version on 7daystoDieMods.com is old as of 20th of April 2024, while on Nexus it is a July update version for version 1. So go to Nexus for the most recent update. The final mod that has released, and it is one of the oldest and largest overhauls, Where's UK published a version 1 update for his mod on the 30th of June already. That even beat Darkness Falls to the early access, which is quite surprising. Now, there was a warning though, in that it was not a stable version. However, the good news is that the stable version was released at the end of July, so if you want to give version 1 a go with one of the major overhaul mods, then fire it up. This mod is packed with classes, custom weapons, custom tools, custom blocks, items, and most of the code is overhauled. Various zombies can give you custom viruses like brain herpes and bird flu, to name just 2 of them that will certainly affect your gameplay. You can download it from the Where's UK Discord and also 7daystoDieMods.com. A link is in my description, and probably there will be a mod launcher version as well by this point. So these are the mods that you can play today: Preppocalypse, Dishong Tower Challenge, Vanilla Reloaded, and Where's UK. As the next month rolls over, we will see many updates, so expect this list to grow very fast. We mentioned the mod 28 alphas later, and well, this one is by the same dev. Hell's Janitor is back with another mod he is working on, and guess what? It's based on a movie as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have I Am Legend. The Crippen virus has a 90% kill rate around the world. Less than 1% of the world remains. Now those that did not die, they turned into Darkseekers. And they are hungry, very hungry. Zombies do not spawn during the day, and you are free to move around. However, buildings are dangerous during the day. Fast-moving zombies, ferals, no traders. I repeat, there are no traders. Traders are abandoned. And then there is the night. Just like in the movie, Darkseekers come out in force, and as mentioned, they are hungry. Very, very hungry. The zombie population has a 5 times increase at night. Feral Sense is on with a 50% increase in range. Hell's Janitor said that the vanilla boa zombie was the closest zombie he could get to the Darkseekers in the movie. However, in his version 1, he will have his own custom male and female Darkseekers. When will I Am Legend version 1 be out? Well, his response is soon. Afterlife took many of us by surprise. It sneaked in around about May this year in Alpha 21. The developer is Redbeard. He has done some publishing of Alpha 21.2 updates for the mod. He says version 1 updates are going well and there is good progress. So this mod is cooking for version 1. It supports action skills, a new spiffing looking interface, new perks, new weapon and tool tiers, even new resources, 6 of them. And there is an inventory weight mechanic. Don't diss it until you've played it. And a blueprint building system. Oh yes, I may have not mentioned it, but you are permanently infected. Afterlife is certainly one of the best looking mods around. Watch this mod, it is going places. Aircraft Carrier appears to be only available on the mod launcher. Similar to the Dishong Tower challenge, the Aircraft Carrier challenge is confined to one POI. In this case, it is a US Ford class carrier. You can't leave once you enter it, and you can't mine or build under the POI. The mod is developed by Devil's Cut, Tech Geek, and Angelicus Gaming. Many skills, perks, and features have been adapted to make it work for this experience. The aim is to work your way through the carrier, looting, crafting, and as you go, you're trying to make your way to the end goal or the final mission. The final mission is to craft a UH-60 helicopter and escape the carrier. If you or anyone in your party dies, then the mission is over and you lose. They are still working on a version 2 for Alpha 21, but do plan to adapt it at a later stage for 7 Days to Die version 1. Now, the last mod, Never Alone, is inspired by Project Zomboid. It is developed by Ice Rogue, and the mod expects you are going to die a lot. I played this mod for a while, and true to the mod's notes, the zombies certainly do keep coming. There is a YouTuber called OHG, Only Hardcore Gaming. I enjoy watching his playthroughs as he does 7 Days to Die playthroughs with high difficulty and 1 life. Quite entertaining at times. Now, I think this mod would be a good challenge for him. I've not played this mod for long, but as I was taking a look at it, it was certainly quite difficult. You don't always see zombies coming from various angles as you're too busy bashing zombies in a different direction. Each time you die, you start over, so you can see the similarities to Project Zomboid. You'll also notice the names of the zombies are normal people. Again, similarity to Zomboid. You are surrounded by a never-ending horde with no hope of survival, so as the description says, maybe you can get to a giant skyscraper in the distance, or maybe you can't. Currently, I could only find this mod on the mod launcher, and I don't know if it is going to be updated to version 1. I hope it will, because it certainly does intrigue me. Please let me know in the comments if anyone knows of a Discord or a forum where this mod is possibly supported. Well, that was a lot of mods to get through. In summary, 4 overhauls are out: Preppocalypse, Where's UK, Vanilla Reloaded, and the Dishong Tower Challenge. 1 mod, Better Vanilla, is abandoned. Then 2 mods, True Survival and Grey's Prophecy, are in limbo. The rest, and there are many of them, should be out later this year, except I'm not sure about Never Alone. I'm quite sure that August will be raining Overhaul mods for 7 Days to Die version 1. I know I'm not superhuman, and I'm not going to get to every mod out there. Anyway, let me know in the comments as more come out and are available. As mentioned at the start, I have been away for a few months. Starting my channel during COVID helped a lot. Ironically, it was a good time, but going back to work and real life catching up, it has become more and more difficult to do videos. So I stopped. However, my eldest son has started college this year and agreed to help me out. So I'm trying again. He is more of an Elden Ring and Souls player, but we will try and see if we can make this work. Thanks to all the viewers over the past couple of months who have reached out and wondered where the hell I've been. Good luck with version 1, and I will see you in the next one.